Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. And today I wanted to talk about some improvements or one improvement that could be made for 2K19. And just now, my friends and we were playing some Pro-Am. I wasn't recording or anything just because, I don't know. It's just not, 2K's not fun to me anymore. I don't know why. It's hard to have fun on that game. But anyway, beside the point. 2K17, in my opinion, was the worst 2K in the past 3 years. The best 2K in the past 3 years being 2K16. And the second place in the past 3 years would have been this game, 2K18. And the worst would have been 2K17, in my opinion. But the reason I say that is not that. But the reason I say that the game is overcomplicated is because of the two archetype system. And let's use 2K17 for as an example. So 2K17 was the first year that they introduced the archetype system, and it was no problem. They call it innovation, but it's nothing really innovative about it because I was playing FIFA 11 with my friends on PS3, and you can make your guy like a striker or a playmaker or a ball winner or like a wing player or anything like that. So that's basically the equivalent of 2K's archetypes. There was the FIFA archetypes. Anyway, whatever. They call it innovative, so we'll call it innovative. It was innovative for the 2K franchise. Fine, I'll give you that. And so that was the first time that we had something else other than the inside, outside, and balanced player types from 2K16. And in 2K17, you had the option of being a playmaker, lockdown defender, slasher, sharpshooter, shot creator, what else? Point forward, glass cleaner, post scorer, paint protector, and I think the last one is probably stretch. If I didn't say that already, stretch 4, stretch 5. Anyway, in that game, you could only be one archetype, so you chose that one thing, and you were good at that one thing, and then you were pretty shit at everything else. For example, a glass cleaner couldn't do the things that in the post that a post scorer does. But on the flip side, the post scorer couldn't grab rebounds like the glass cleaner could. So, it balances each other out. Like Juggernaut cancels out stopping power. Stopping power cancels out Juggernaut. They balance each other out. But then this year, they introduced the dual archetype system. So they're trying to push this innovation. It's a stupid word when it comes to stuff like that. But whatever, we're gonna roll with it. So, like I said, they introduced a dual archetype system, and I feel like, in this 2K, I feel like they did a bit too much, and the game ended up not being as good as 2K16. I still put 2K18 above 2K17, but with two archetypes, it got way too complicated. With two archetypes, in my opinion, you're opening up the field to having players that do too many things, if you think about it. For example, last year, I made a playmaker, and you could shoot the basketball, you had a mid-range, but when you step out to the three, it was not there. Right? You couldn't shoot the basketball, but you were super fast. Your passing was retarded. You had Hall of Fame dimer and everything else. This year, when you add a second archetype into the mix, and you have the ability to be fast and you can shoot the basketball, I don't think that's good for the game. Because, okay, for example, I know everybody's going to say, oh, NBA players could do it, whatever. Yeah, yes, NBA players could do it. For example, look at LeBron. He does pretty much everything. He's a slasher, he's a shot creator, he's a playmaker, he's a rebounder. He does it all, right? Now look at Kyrie Irving, for example, whatever. He's a playmaking sharpshooter. He makes plays with the basketball, and he can shoot the basketball. Kevin Durant, same thing. He does a bit of everything. But having players like that, in real life, I feel like is super rare. It's, maybe two people in a draft class that, can do, everything. If you get what I'm saying, this year you have Ben Simmons. He can pass the ball, he can rebound the ball, he can score the ball. That's a once in a draft class. You could even, maybe throw Alonzo in there. I don't know about that. But 2K is a basketball like simulator, if you want to call it that. And you know, there's very few NBA players that can do it all. But you know, anyway, because like if you think about it, sharpshooters have shooting and they can pass the ball. So you know, like I'll give you that, fine. Like you're, you know, a sharpshooting playmaker. But when we were playing Pro Am today, my friend Golden, you know, you've seen him in a bunch of videos, you know, whatever. I asked him what his moving shot 3 was, and if I'm not mistaken, he said it was a fucking 99. And I was like, well, you're a pure sharp. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, so how the fuck can your moving shot 3 be a 99? Because if I'm not mistaken, moving shots are for shot creators, not sharpshooters. Sharpshooters are, you know, that's when they set their feet and every time it's just green, 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 green if they're wide open. Shot creators are good at, you know, coming off screens or, you know, taking fadeaways or, you know, stuff like that. But how could he have a 99 moving shot if he's a sharpshooter? Like, it makes no sense in my eyes. Like, and I know 2K19 is already in development or whatever, and you know, it's already done or it's in the beta stage or whatever. But like, you know, really and truly, like 2K like 21 is probably made right now, because really and truly all they do is add rookies. They change the number from 18 to 19 or 19 to 20, and they call it a day. Like, and then they say, oh, you know, there's 4,000 new animations, or, you know, there's going to be this and that in my team and my GM and, you know, whatever. But that's neither here nor there. You know, like, at the end of the day, it's whatever. But how can we fix this game? So I propose that they bring back the inside, outside, and balanced, because that will simplify the game. And, you know, as they say, you don't have to overcomplicate things. Sometimes simple is better. And then you let your position dictate your ball handling, your speed, and stuff like that. So if I make a playmaker, his ball handling and his speed is going to be high. If I make a, you know, an inside, like, okay, I shouldn't have said playmaker, sorry. If I make an inside point guard, you know, his ball handling is going to be high, his speed is going to be high, right? But, you know, if you make him outside, then he can shoot the basketball. His ball handling might not be as good, and his speed might not be as high. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's still, you're still balancing out the game, because there's only 3 options, right? I feel like when you add, like, you know, what is it, like 7 or 8 options in 2K17, you know, that's fine. But then when you add, like, somebody could be, you know, there's like 14 options of things you could be, or, you know, more than that. It's just, it overcomplicates the game way too much. And I think, you know, if they bring back the inside, outside, and balance, they'll drastically improve the game, and it'll simplify the game. And I feel like if you brought back the inside, outside, balanced, I feel like then you kind of have to coordinate with your team. Okay, I'm going to make an outside center, and then, you know, so I can stretch the floor, and you make an inside center. You could be our post scorer. Or, you know, even bring back the one archetype thing, because I feel like that'll simplify the game also. But, you know, that's just my humble opinion on the game. You know, me being a fan of the game and a fan of basketball in general, you know, I want to be able to play a basketball simulator, if you want to call it that. And really and truly, I just want to have fun on the game. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. As always, thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch my video. It is very much appreciated. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one.